So there was this runner in the Olympics. Her name, I don't know how to pronounce it, and I'm a say again because I've been making a couple videos about the Olympics. I have not actually watched the Olympics because I was not going to pay for a subscription to Peacock, right? So I've not heard these people's names pronounced aloud. Okay, her name looked like Rasidat Adeleki or something. I don't know. I'ma just call her. Okay. So she is a Nigerian woman, right? Her parents are Nigerian, but she was born in Ireland. Okay, so she was in the Olympics, and I don't even know how she did. Nobody even talked about that or anything, right? No. Everybody was talking about her skin color, okay? And of course, a lot of the comments were negative because she is a darker skinned woman, right? So I posted about this on my YouTube channel, right? I made a community post, and I just pointed out the fact that she was receiving negative comments based on her skin color. And I was talking about colorism because y'all are serious gaslighters. Like, somebody talk about colorism and y'all be like, oh, well, that's not actually real. Like, y'all do the exact same thing with colorism that white people do with racism. It'd be some serious gaslighting occurring, right? So I posted about this, right? And somebody commented under the post and they said, oh, she's not FBA, so let her community deal with this. And I want to address this because what? Now, for those of y'all who don't know, FBA is a term for African Americans. And of course, African Americans are descended from transatlantic slavery in the United States of America, right? So you may hear us referred to as African Americans, FBA, freedmen, ADOS, whatever, right? They're all different terms for the same group of people. Now, I got a lot of opinions on the fact that y'all keep coming up with these new terms. I'm not a huge fan of them. Y'all come under my YouTube channel all the time talking about, oh, Flower Tower, stop using African American, start using this. No, I'm not making up no new terms. And this is my thing. Y'all be like, oh, African American, it creates some confusion because people from Africa be using that term to refer to themselves. Okay, so tell them it's not for them. Tell them you're not African American, right? Like, just stand on business about that, okay? But no, y'all don't stand on business about nothing. You just let people take your stuff and you be like, okay, you can have it. I'll come up with something new. I'm not coming up with no new terms. I'm African American and ain't nobody else. And if you don't like it, shit, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, right? But what I'm not about to do is let people who are not African American colonize our term and pretend that it applies to them, because one day they'll be talking about they were actually the ones who did all of these African American things, right? They were the ones in the civil rights movement and ABC and XYZ, because you all gave that term that we used up. You're gonna have white people from South Africa talking about, yeah, I'm an African American, that was us protesting Jim Crow. Like, but whatever, I'm getting off track, right? Like I said, the person came in confident and said, oh, this woman is not FBA, so leave that to her community to deal with, okay? Let me make something clear. I am not just African American. I am also a woman. I am also dark skinned. I am also ABC, XYZ. And this is the thing. I am all of those things at the same exact time, right? I don't get to just pull certain parts of my identity out and you know what I'm saying? That's not how it works, right? Colorism is something that does not only affect FBAs, it also affects whoever, because it is something that is about skin color. So colorism transcends ethnicity. Plenty of people who are darker skinned go through colorism. It's not about your ethnicity, right? Why would I sit here and ignore something that I go through? Why would I ignore something that also affects me just because at the current moment somebody who is not of the same ethnicity is the one who is being affected by it? That does not make any sense. This is the thing. On my YouTube channel, I talk about things that I experience, period. So I talk about xenophobia that I experience because I'm an African American. I talk about misogyny I experience because I'm a woman. I talk about racism I experience because I'm black. I talk about colorism I experience because I'm dark skinned, etc., 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 right? And whenever I say something that is not strictly about race or ethnicity, right, I get comments from Black Americans who will be like, oh, this is not, what we need to be doing. You off task, so and so and so. So if I sit here and I talk about, yeah, I'm a woman and Black men can be misogynistic against me the same way any men can, right? If I sit here and talk about, yeah, I'm dark skinned and other black Americans can be colorist against me or anything like that, right? Then suddenly I have comments from black Americans talking about, yeah, you off task now. Yeah, maybe you a tether, you off task, so. It's like, what are you talking about? So basically, I can only talk about the issues that I go through if they pertain to you. So when I talk about xenophobia and racism, then you all on board with that, right? But as soon as I talk about an issue that I experience that doesn't pertain to you, then suddenly you talking about I'm all focused. We need to, focus in on something else, so and so and so. Like, what? Something in me really doubts that comment from the person talking about, oh, she not FBA, let her community worry about it. Something in me really doubts that came from a dark-skinned person. Because I really doubt a dark-skinned person would see colorism and be like, well, she's not, of this specific background, so I'm just going to ignore it. I really doubt that happened. What I think happened was this is a light-skinned person who doesn't want to talk about colorism, period, right? But instead of just saying that, right, instead, they tried to use this woman's background as like a scapegoat, right? So instead of saying, oh, I don't care about colorism, I don't want to talk about it, shut your dark ass up, right? Instead, they said, oh, well, I don't care about colorism as it pertains to her because she's African, right? But really though, they don't care about colorism as it pertains to dark-skinned black Americans either. Because, look at the comments under all of my videos talking about this. This is the reality. I could have posted a picture of me talking about, colorism and some comment somebody made or whatever, right? And y'all would have had the same response. Y'all would have still been talking about, let's focus on something else, yada, 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 so and so and so. It doesn't actually have anything to do with that woman's background. It has to do with the fact that you all don't want to confront colorism because you benefit from it. And honestly, I've said this a lot about a lot of groups of people. It's not just light-skinned people, right? A lot of people don't really care about oppression. They just don't like the fact that they're the ones being oppressed. If they can get into the system and they can oppress others, they'd be fine with that. That's why you notice, for example, right, African Americans, and I'm just talking about us because that's what this conversation is about. In no way is this, unique to us, right? But that's why you'll notice, for example, African Americans will hoot and holler about racism and xenophobia, right? Because those things affect us. But then when you bring up misogyny or colorism, things that, African Americans can perpetuate against other African Americans, then suddenly they don't want to have those conversations anymore, right? They will gaslight the fuck out of you. Actually, I get so many comments from people talking about I must be a tether and so and yada, 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 because they are that hell-bent on silencing dark-skinned black Americans. Instead of listening to me and actually confronting the issue, right, they will sit here and dismiss me and say, oh, well, you actually secretly African or something. That's not rooted in any sense of reality. I've told y'all 1,000 times, if I was secretly African, I would have been exposed for that already. Somebody would have did a background check and seen my name or my parents' name. Somebody in Detroit would have been like, yeah, actually, her parents is African something. I would have been exposed for that 100 times over by now, right? You all know that I'm not African. That is clearly not a thing, right? But you all will sit here and just lie because you don't want to confront the fact that our community struggles with this as well. When I sit here and I talk about colorism, y'all will be like, oh no, that never was a thing with the black American community. You must be African. You're a fucking liar. I grew up in Detroit, Michigan. I went to school with all African Americans. This was absolutely a thing. You are a fucking liar. That is the reality of the fact. My daddy always said, it's 3 people you don't lie to: your doctor, your lawyer, and yourself. This is my thing. When y'all get on my YouTube channel lying, oh, you must be a tether because colorism don't exist in the black American community. When y'all get on my YouTube channel lying, y'all are not lying to me because I don't fucking believe y'all. I know the truth. You're lying to your goddamn self. So I encourage you to look inside of yourself and ask yourself why. Why are you so hell-bent on gaslighting and downplaying and ABC XYZ? You may be surprised at the answer.